Hello, I'm Lise-Lotte. Welcome to my hoop house in the garden. As you can hear, it's raining. As you can see, it's rather inclement, which is why I'm wearing a wool sweater and a wool scarf in May. What I'm wanting to talk to you today about is a little bit about when you do something that you're not sure how it's going to end up, and kind of what that means a bit. So a couple of videos ago, so a couple weeks ago, I talked about a project that I was going to start, and I wasn't going to tell you because I wasn't even sure if I could do it. And so this is the sock pattern that I was going to start. It's called Home is Where You Park It. It's by Charlotte Stone. She's the person who wrote the pattern, and it's from the book Joyful Colorwork Socks. So when I was growing up, my parents had a blue Volkswagen van, and then at some point they upgraded to an orange one with the pop-up top, and I slept under the pop-up top part when we would go camping. And so I have done this, I've gone this far on these socks. So the way that I did it was, I getting caught up in the flowers here, is that I did one section because I actually was kind of intimidated by it, to be honest with you. I thought, well, one step at a time. So I did one section and then the other section. And then I did the color work, which is what we are adding the color. And I didn't have with me, I was away at the time, I didn't have with me some black. So I'm gonna have to go and embroider the wheels on, because at this point, this van is going nowhere. Probably going nowhere anyway, it's just going around and around. And then the next one. And then here I am, having turned my first heel in this way. I've made other socks, but never like this. So there's the first heel that I've ever done, and here's the top. Now, there are some mistakes in this, in that I have never done color work on socks before, and so I didn't know just how important that was to leave enough of the, see those lines in the wool? They need to have a lot of slack, and if they don't have just the right amount, it means that the sock part will fit your foot, but you can't get this on your foot because it's too tight. So I'm going to have to take this back again, take it up. And a family member had said, well, why don't you finish this sock, because maybe there's other mistakes or other things that you need to learn from it, and then go back and do this one, which is that's where I'm at this point. But you know, there's something about trying something that you're not sure is going to work, and there are different ways about that. Like, this has a pattern, and so the closer that I stick to the pattern and the skill that I have in knitting, or in this case don't have yet, the more likely it is that I get the exact thing that the pattern writer has figured out. But there are other ways in creativity where we don't necessarily know what the final result is. In fact, we might not even know that completely what we're making, or what it will look like. We might just have a sense that we want to make something, and one step will lead to the other, will lead to the other. And I came across this kind of way of thinking. It's called design thinking. And when Ilse was home from, during COVID, when she was home from Sweden, where she was on exchange from her university, she was taking a design thinking course. And so we had a good conversation about that. And so I remembered that kind of idea. And then recently, there are two people from the States, and I'll put the link in here so that you can see it. But there are two fellows who are longtime professors and have also worked in industry and have also made things that have never been made before, and have a course on design thinking and have written a book on it. Now, I haven't read the book yet, but I've listened to these two episodes of two different podcasts, which I'll link here, and I thought they were really interesting. And for me, as a creative person who is creative in my own life, but also has a creative business, it is that what I like about that whole notion is that you're not thinking, you're thinking more about creativity as something that you're experimenting with, something you're trying, and maybe it'll work, maybe it won't, let's see. And so what that does for somebody like me is, rather than think, oh gosh, like, you know, I'm trying this thing, it didn't work, there must be a personal failing on my part, right? It has to be something wrong with me. No, actually, it's an experiment, and you're running a series of experiments in your business or in your creative life or in your life, designing your life too. And you think, okay, well, what was it about that worked? What did I like about it? What didn't I? What would I change next time? What do I want to tweak? And it takes it out of this personal thing of, you try something as, you know, say you were doing this flower arranging, for example, which I made last night. What if you were doing it and then you didn't like it, or you didn't, and you'd be like, oh, I guess I'm not a flower arranger. It's like, no. You take it and you think, okay, I'm going to try this. I'm going to experiment with this. And the other part of all of that is that if there are skills or techniques or ideas or more information that you need, you can always learn that. You can always learn how to do the thing. So when I first started doing these videos from the garden last year, I did 19 weeks last year, once a week. And I think I'm into, did I count it up? Was it 4 or 5 or 6? I can't remember. For this year. Well, you know, yesterday I came into the garden, or 2 days ago, and it was pouring with rain. And it's like, okay, well, maybe I won't. So yesterday I did it inside. And then I realized last night when I was going to post it and so on, oh, I somehow made a mistake, and it didn't record any volume. Like, it's just me talking. It's me talking, but you can't hear what I have to say. Okay, so then we try again this morning, and as you can hear, it's pouring with rain. And so I thought, okay, well, I tried before setting it up before it started really pouring, and then I thought, well, let's just try it in here. And so here we are. And that's kind of design thinking. It's not like, oh gosh, you should have known it was going to rain. I mean, I did look it up on the weather app, and you know, there's a percentage chance, but it doesn't tell you for sure that it's going to, and all that kind of stuff. But it's the notion of not taking it personally, like not letting it kind of stop you the next time, and not letting you have that kind of internal talk that really stops you from trying the next creative thing, because that's not the point. The point is that you try these different things, you experiment, you look at them as experiments, whether it's changes in your life that you want to make, or changes in a creative thing that you want to try. And that's the whole notion about what it's all about. So I actually find that when I am creating that I'm doing something new, it's actually good to have, and I think good is more like, it's important to have that notion that you don't need to share when you're experimenting, trying something, not sure if you can make it, not sure if you can do that, don't know if you have the skills to do the thing that you want to do yet in the way that you want to do it, but you're just wanting to try. And so that's what I did with these socks. I didn't share that, and I didn't put any pressure on myself to share that, because I think that's really, really key, actually, in giving yourself permission, well, to play and to try new things, and to not have any expectation from anybody else. Hey, how are those socks going? Or to have any expectation of yourself, like unrealistic expectations that, you know, the first time you try something, you're going to get the exact thing that you want. Well, that you probably won't. And there is a distinction, of course, between design thinking, which is what I'm talking about here, where you're experimenting, and doing something like this, where there's a pattern, you follow the pattern really well, as I didn't do, I guess, or there was some piece that I didn't really realize, some learning that I needed to do with carrying this wool at the back, because I've done color work with sweaters, and I think because you're flat that way, or even if you're knitting it in the round, there's more, you can tell kind of, and this I guess I couldn't yet, but it's So this isn't design thinking, but this is trying something new, and it is giving yourself permission to try that on your own without actually, sharing that with anybody else. So I want to show you one more thing. Oh, and sorry, and design thinking is when there's no roadmap. There's no, this is exactly how you're going to do it. This is the recipe for it. You put this and this and this in, and you will get this. Design thinking is not that. Design thinking is truly creative in that way, because you're coming up with something that either hasn't been done before or it hasn't been done by you before. Either way, you don't have a roadmap. So it is really important, I think, in that way, to give yourself permission to experiment and try, so that you can get up the next day and try again. If something didn't work, or you're tweaking it, or whatever, or didn't work at all, and figuring what that is. So if you had that perception that, oh, I can't do this, well, then you wouldn't be up again the next morning trying again. So it's so important to give yourself that permission to do that, to say, well, this isn't really about me. I mean, it's about what I can learn and stuff, but it's not a personal shortcoming if I can't make this thing work. So I think it gives a lot of freedom in the creative process, and I think we have a lot to kind of take from that as we are, I don't know about you, but if I'm trying new things that I've never done before, and making things in my business that I've never done before, and I continue to do that, and some things work and some things don't work, or don't work as well, or don't work the way I want them to. But I get up the next morning and try again. So I think that's really the key. That's really what I'm talking about here. And then when things do turn out, they could turn out even better than you thought they were going to. That's the other beautiful part about it, is that sometimes things are even more wonderful than you could never have planned for it. And so there's an openness there. And I think that that's what truly makes this creative process, is that you're leaving yourself to also all of the wonderful surprises and the mystery of it, right? The wonderful synergies and things that can happen when you are open in that way. So I want to show you this is a bowl that my friend made, and these are some flowers that I've been growing on my little flower farm. I just started a subscription that starts actually today, and so the first person who had signed up for today, has signed up for today, because you can sign up for Friday or Monday, is coming to the garden gate, and she will see her name on a bouquet on brown paper with a ribbon, and some of these flowers will be in that, not these particular ones, but flowers like these will be in her subscription for today. So that's kind of fun. I love to do that, actually. So, it makes me think too, actually, that if you are interested in that sort of gentle notion of trying new things in a place where other people are trying new creative things too in their own life, GEMS, my online membership for women who want to be more connected through creativity, and GEMS stands for Gathering Experiences That Are Meaningful. The wait list is open. If you're interested, I will put the link here. We'd love to have you along. It's a really kind group of women, and we meet once a month to share kind of either what we're making or a specific topic. And otherwise, it's more of a personal journey, and I send you something into your inbox and your email. And different things to think about and try and so on. So it's a go at your own pace kind of thing. There's no homework or anything like that. And sometimes people have a chance to do the things that we're making. Sometimes they don't. Totally fine. So if you're interested, that's open. And otherwise, I would thank everybody for watching this video. And if these kinds of videos are helpful for you, please leave a comment, please subscribe, and if you have a chance, if there are people in your life who you think this would be helpful for, then, or who would enjoy it or feel inspired by the things that I'm talking about here, I would love for you to send that along and share it with them. That's how I found some of the best things that I watch, actually, is friends have shared them with me and said, oh, Lise-Lotte, I think you might be interested in this, and sure enough, they know me, and I am, and so it's been really a wonderful addition. So Anyway, thank you for being here today, and I wish you peace on your path.